substitution of attorney was filed and it says file sent to Judge Simmons for review. Was it in the bin?
Since Marquita last had it.
And sent to Judge for review. Is it in the bin? Okay, well, we'll call it back when you okay.
So it's gonna be an adjournment request, Your Honor. I didn't know if that's something you can do without the file in your hand.
I could potentially do that without the file, just the note it on the file when I get it. There is a request to adjourn. This is for assault and battery.
Yes, Your Honor, and good afternoon, Your Honor. Case Mark Arian appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Jack Rocco appearing on behalf of Mr. Mazur, who is standing to my right.
Oh, and so there's a request to adjourn for what purpose?
Yes, Your Honor, we just got the substitution of counsel on this file last week, and I don't think discovery has been shared yet, so I need to follow up with our discovery unit to make sure that it's shared before we proceed.
That's correct.
Or rescind. Do October 15th at 1:30. Does that work for you?
Yep, October 15th.
October 15th at 1:30. Get your notice to appear. Any additional matters for today?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Mr. Russell just reached out to me. He's logged into court right now.
Okay, thank you. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brian Deshaun Knox, 24-00515, council appearance.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Case Mark Arian appearing on behalf of the people.
Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Knox.
Mr. Knox has a probation violation hearing today. He was arraigned on September 9th. Are we having a hearing today?
Your Honor, Mr. Knox will plead guilty to violation.
Violation that I have here alleges that he tested positive for cocaine at Reality Counseling back on August 2nd, 2024. That's the violation he's going to plead to.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay. You understand, sir, you have the right to have a contested hearing?
Yes.
You understand that you have the right to require the prosecution and the probation department to bring evidence to support the violation alleging you tested positive for cocaine?
Yes.
You understand that if you're found guilty or if you plead guilty to the violation, I could extend your probation, I could sentence you to a term of jail time, or I can give other oversight or sanctions while you're still under supervision of the court. You understand that?
Yes.
You want to give up all of those? As to the violation alleging that you tested positive for cocaine on August 2nd, 2024 at Reality Counseling, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Factual basis.
Your Honor, Mr. Knox, is it true that you were sentenced to a term of probation by this court in the May this year?
Yes.
From that probation, were you not using alcohol or controlled substances without?
Yes.
Were you also required to submit to random testing for alcohol and controlled substances?
Yes.
Is it true that you tested positive for cocaine at Reality Counseling on August 2nd?
Yes.
Do you have any reason to believe that test was incorrect?
Any questions for the prosecution?
No, Your Honor, the people are satisfied with the factual basis.
Court will accept your plea and find your plea to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. The recommendation from probation is to continue your probation, not suggesting jail time be imposed at this time. Let's say your overall attitude has been good, overall progress has been good, and that your acceptance of responsibility has been good. It said the defendant tested positive for cocaine the same day he completed outpatient treatment. It was on track to complete probation early. The probation department is requesting that you test 1 time per week for the next 30 days. It says it seems like a person who takes care of business and has done great on probation up until now. Do you want to address the court before I impose it?
I guess reiterate that the- I think the attorney intends to complete his probation successfully, and I think he has benefited from the counseling that he completed as part of that. I hope that this is something that's going to happen.
You want to say anything? The schedule to be on probation until November 9th. Going to continue your probation at this time. It's According to me that you could finish outpatient on the same day and test positive after doing so well on the term of probation that you've been on essentially since May. Maybe it's a one-time thing, maybe it's not, I don't know, you're not providing me any information or any indication one way or the other.
I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
I don't mean to cut you off, Your Honor. I did have something to say about the violation. It was a surprise to me. Only thing that I could say is it could come from me smoking with others. That's the only way that test could have been positive. When the probation officer called me, I honestly thought that I was going to get information to be released early. So it was a surprise to, I've been on track. I've been doing everything I'm supposed to. I call every day. I haven't been in no environment with people who are using cocaine. So it was a surprise to me when the test came back positive. And the only thing that I could test to is that I had to smoke the wrong blunt with the wrong friend. That's the absolute only explanation that I have for that testing.
You have medical marijuana, is that,
Yes, I have a card.
okay, so, well, it's quite possible because that's common. It's common that people lace their marijuana with things.
Not my choice. I don't.
I recognize it, but that's why you gotta be careful about who you're hanging around with and who you're sharing. If you have a medical marijuana card, I don't think it allows you to just share a blunt with anybody you want, because you don't know what's in there. Nonetheless, I'm going to adopt the recommendation. I'm gonna continue your probation. You will be required, however, to test 1 time per week for the next 30 days. Hopefully there won't be any further issues and we can discharge you successfully November 9th as we intended to. Do you have any questions today? It looks like otherwise you've done everything else you needed to do. So, good work. You're all set. Thank you. Mr. Riley, you had someone who came from this morning.
Yes, Michael Williams.
Did we have witnesses this morning?
No, Your Honor.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Michael Williams, 24-00792. Appearance, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Casey Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
Jacob Rowley on behalf of Mr. Williams.
Where were you not here at 8 a.m.?
I did not mean this this morning. I honestly, I slept through my alarm this morning. Last night. Didn't get much sleep, wasn't enough sleep. It was my intention, to miss. So I literally, like even to get this case this far, it was under a different name. Could have, not turn myself into to jail to make sure I could get this handled. It was totally intentional, and I do apologize for it, for my mistakes.
This morning was the date that was set for final pretrial. My understanding is that witnesses did not appear. Has prosecution been in contact with the witness?
Your Honor, we have attempted several times to make contact with the witness at, in fact, several different phone numbers that we have listed through reports and other systems that we can check in. Not once have we been able to make contact with the victim, so that people are unable to proceed.
Councilman Williams.
And so move to dismiss.
Motion to dismiss is granted without prejudice. So the people who have the right to reissue the charge against you. Do you understand that? So that without prejudice just means, so if they didn't have the right to reissue, then I would dismiss it with prejudice. But I'm saying it's without prejudice because they've not prosecuted the case because the witness didn't appear. We don't know why the witness didn't appear. The witness could have overslept and had a bad night. It might come tomorrow and then tell them, no, I want this prosecuted. Well, they have to be able to reissue the charge. If that happens, they have the right to reissue the charge. But as of today, the matter will be dismissed, okay? You're welcome. Do you have any other questions, sir? We'll get you a copy of this in just a moment. You can have a seat, sir. You didn't find the Mazer file?
And she said she brought down a substitute for attorney, put it in the file.
I haven't signed this substitution of attorney.
She would have to sign it.
Yeah.
That's why it said sent to Judge Simmons to review, Jay.
Yeah, no, because I haven't signed a single one.
Yeah,
So who said that they did it?
Marquita.
On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Douglas Moritz 22-01038. Mr. Moritz, I have here a requested summons for probation violation that you're going to be arraigned on. The allegations are that per the 61st District Court Drug Lab, the defendant tested positive for alcohol on September 5th, 2024, that would be in violation of your probation status in this court. So you have the right to have a contested hearing to establish whether or not you did in fact violate your probation. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at that hearing. If you are found to be in violation, your probation status can be revoked. You can be sentenced to jail time, or I could continue your probation, enforce other oversight measures, including a sober link, scram, or interlock device of some sort. Or I could extend your probation and give you additional oversight. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you want to request an attorney to represent you for the violation?
No, ma'am.
You want to represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to have a hearing? Do you want to in the hearing, understanding your rights, and plead to the violation?
I would like to plead guilty.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you put your hand down? So you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and if you can't afford one, one can be appointed to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to waive your right to an attorney representing you for this purpose?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to have a hearing contesting the allegation that you tested positive and require the prosecution prove that you did. You want to waive your hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anybody making any threats to you to get you to do that?
No, ma'am.
Is there any promises extended to you to get you to waive your hearing?
No, ma'am.
As to the allegation that you tested positive for alcohol on September 5th, per the 61st District Court Lab, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, so you are under supervision at the 61st District Court. Is that correct?
No. That's just where I do
Right.
the drug testing.
Okay, okay, so you did your drug testing, you were ordered by this court or by your probation department officer to go test on the 5th of September?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you reported and you tested positive for alcohol?
Yes, I believe so.
Had you been drinking?
I had a few days before,
What did you drink?
some liquor,
What kind?
vodka.
You had vodka a couple days before?
Yes,
Okay, and you knew that you were not to have a use of alcohol while on probation?
yes, ma'am.
And you knew it was vodka when you were drinking it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll accept your plea and find to be freely, voluntarily, and intelligently made. The recommendation is to reissue a sober link if there was another positive test. It says defendant's overall attitude has been good, his progress has been fair, and acceptance of responsibility has been fair. Defendant had been doing well. The probation department is recommending to continue your probation as ordered, but if there's another positive test, sober link will be ordered. And you're currently scheduled to continue probation until February 2025. It looks like other than that, you've been compliant with all of the other requirements of the court. You're going to continue your probation at this time. I'm inclined to put you on a sober link now, but I'll follow the recommendation of your probation officer. I'll give you an opportunity to demonstrate that you will be compliant. Said that your overall attitude has been positive, so hopefully you'll remain compliant and we won't have to resort to any other mechanisms. However, if we do, it will not just come with sober link. You're looking at a weekend in jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You'll check in with your probation officer at the regularly scheduled time and your probation will continue. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William Russell, 24-01853 and 54. Council appearances, please.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Casey Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Russell, who's joining us via Zoom.
Mr. Russell's file, please. Okay, Mr. Russell was supposed to be here this morning. We held on to the files for you until this afternoon because we knew that you would come. We just didn't know what time you might think you would show up. You were supposed to log in from an appointment. And no sooner than I request the bench warrant, you appear.
I was getting my vaccinations for my dogs.
That's where I thought you said you were, but you never joined us. How are we proceeding on this?
Thank you, Your Honor. He did confirm with me that he was able to successfully vaccinate the dogs this morning. He then needs to take that paperwork to get them licensed. We'd be asking the court to reset for 2 weeks for him to do that.
October 15th at 1:30.
Thank you.
I don't know, we might need to give him something in the morning because he doesn't show up on time. If we give him 1:30, we don't give him enough time to be 5 hours late. Mr. Russell, do you think you can get here at 1:30?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. The vaccines all fell on the same date, and I said something about it yesterday, and I couldn't log in, so I couldn't log in. I didn't have
Okay.
service where I was at.
Okay, he
Then I
said
wasn't
October.
like,
October 15th at 1:30.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the people.
Nothing further. Thank you.
You're all set, Mr. Russell.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Court.